My name is Dainhen Butler, certified anger management specialist throughout the state of Georgia. Before we get started, or as we get started, I want to dive into two situations that actually collide in more than one way. The first situation is that the gas stations. Okay, I was kind of peeved when I went into the Citgo on Glenwood, and I noticed that, of course, the glass that separates the client or the customer and the store owner is about 3 inches thick. I also noticed that people smoked in the store. There's no restroom. It's a tad bit dirty outside. But more importantly, I see that there are no other races employed at this particular entity. And it's not a mom and pop store. It's a Citgo. It's it's on the stock market. So it's a public entity. So with that being said, of course, I was at this Citgo the other day and I asked, do you guys hire African Americans or whites or Hispanics for that matter? Ironically, the people in line began to laugh. The guy behind the counter said that we only hire our relatives. Of course, I asked additional questions, and we just kind of went in circles. And what I concluded is this, that I compare different entities. I compare places where I spend my money. Like when I go to Quick Trip, it's multicultural. There's no glass. It's, for the most part, it's clean. There's a restroom. As soon as you walk in, everybody speaks. So I feel wanted. I feel like my money matters here. So I'm saying, this particular entity compared to this particular entity is this, that you don't hire anybody in this community. You don't live in this community. You don't have a nonprofit in this community, but you're taking money out of this community. And so I was reading a book in reference to how Jewish people are able to, sustain a certain way of life. And systematically, they design their money to flow a certain kind of way. Like in the Jewish community, that money is to touch 7 different hands before it actually leaves the community. And so in my mind, I'm thinking that unless I'm coming to this gas station and I'm the 6th person, that money doesn't reach back into my community. So when I'm wondering like why the grass is not cut and there's certain things and they're just not jobs in the community, this is the reason why. And so how this relates to anger management is this. I think we have to be more conscious of where our dollars are going and what they're being used for, and how we can be more effective in reference to creating our own jobs, not just by entrepreneurship, because I would propose that you open or start your own business as opposed to going to work for somebody. But, the truth of the matter is everybody's not a business owner. Some of us just need jobs. So that subject to the side. In conclusion, all I want to say is let's be conscious of where our dollars are going and if those dollars are actually contributing to our community. On another note, I was just at the Walmart not too long ago. And what I noticed when I have 2 issues with Walmart. The first issue is that when I go to Walmarts in Coweta County and Sandy Springs, you know what? The AC is on, everything's cool. I pay for my stuff, I walk out the door. When I go to the Walmart on Farrington Road, or I go to the one that's on Flat Shoals, Gresham Road, anywhere in primarily African-American neighborhood, so to speak, there's a security guard or an elderly black lady or a funny-looking dude asking me, can they see my receipt? I'm appalled that this is taking place on a level the way that it is, because there's a line before I can leave the store. Never mind the line that I just stood in. There's another line after I leave the counter of a guy checking receipts. First of all, you can't check my receipt unless you want to accuse me of stealing. I know your security system, so you got police watching. So what you're trying to do is you're trying to deter certain people. And I understand that systematically, but what I want you to understand is that for you to assume that everybody in this store is stolen to the degree that you have to check their receipt is an insult. And I think we as a people, for whatever reason, we accept insults with open arms. Here, check my receipt. You can't check my receipt. So let's be conscious of that. Now, on another note, from an anger management perspective, again, sometimes money is the root of anger. For an example, 50% of marriages in these United States are the divorces of these marriages are caused by lack of funds or misappropriation of funds or the lack of, so to speak. So, and with that taken into consideration, I think it's safe to assume that, money is an issue for a lot of people. I'm at Walmart and I see 8 brand new self-checkout counters. And so in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, I'm not going to have to stand in line as long as I did yesterday because y'all got 30 of them and only 2 of them are open for whatever reason. And they move extremely slow. But then I started thinking about this store's open 24 hours a day. There are 8 self-checkouts. It's 8. It's 20. It is 24 people. If you count all 3 shifts, that's 24 people that are out of work. And for a community that is screaming for jobs, for a state, the state of Georgia is in dire need of jobs. Think about all the unemployed people that you know or that you've heard about. Do we have the ability to sacrifice 24 jobs in this community? So I think that we have to be conscious of where our dollars are actually going because it's taking place not just at Walmart, it's at Kroger, it's at Home Depot, it's at Lowe's, and it's starting to expand. So I think we want to be, in my mind, I was like, what would be awesome is that if the people were able to collab on a level where, we said we're not going to utilize these self-checkouts. Of course, initially it would be time consuming, but I think we would gain the attention of those individuals who are in charge or who have set up these situations. And maybe we can get some of those jobs back. So my main reason for, making this actual upload is to let's be conscious of our dollars. Not let's just be conscious of them, but let's be mindful of how they contribute to the well-being of our community, how they actually affect not just the price of living, but the value of the property. People won't respect you unless you show that you have respect for yourselves. And that within itself can be a increase or a decrease in anger. My name is Dainhen Butler. Please subscribe. Some people have been leaving comments and asking me to talk about different topics. Still be on the lookout for the Dainhen Butler Show coming to Instinct Radio. But more importantly, man, let's talk about some of the stuff you guys are angered about so we can touch on it and so the world will be a better place. Thanks.